So the bike has arrived, cat not included. Hello everybody and welcome to another video, a very different video this one, and no, I do not play the guitar. Yes, Engwe have sent me this, the Engine Pro 2.0 in green, mountain green, and as you can see there, it's a UK version. Now I'm not going to bore you too much with the unboxing and all of that sort of stuff, because there are plenty of them videos on YouTube for you to look at. But what I've got to say is this bike is packed impeccably. It really is unbelievably well packed. So many bits of sponge and cable tied. Everything is so safe for transit. As you can see, as I've opened the box up a little bit here, look at the size of them tyres. I've had cars with smaller tyres than that. Now, as you can see on my telly there, I've already got a video set up of how to set this bike up, how to make it, and it is relatively easy. There's a few things that you have to do. There are instructions, obviously, and you get the toolkit with it. You get the little bits and bobs that come with it that you obviously need. And in this box is my charger to charge the bike up with. You can actually take the battery out of the bike if you prefer, or you can charge it in the bike as well. Either way works fine for me. For me, my first charge, I did actually take the battery out of the bike and charged it that way. As you can see, we've got a British plug. Yay! I've got to say, it is actually quite hard to hold the camera and work one-handed. So I do not actually put the bike together on camera. As I said, there's lots of people that have done this and they would do a better job than me. Because I'm a total beginner, I just wanted to see how a total novice can handle one of these bikes out on the road. So I'm going to show you the bike now. Now, like all good cars and all good bikes, I need a name. I need a name for this girl. So answers on a postcard to what I should actually call her. Now I'm going to give you a quick look round the bike now, and I won't go into too much techie stuff, okay? Because for one, I don't know it, and this is a different type of video of how a beginner would go on these bikes. You got 20-inch by 4-inch tyres there. They are absolutely superb. I've obviously been out on it now, and they take everything with a suspension. The front suspension you can lock off. You got rear suspension as well. You got hydraulic disc brakes front and rear. Now this rack at the back can take up to 25 kilos. 25 kilos on the back rack. I mean, this thing really is a beast. It is so strong. It seems so strong, and that's exactly what I wanted from this bike. It's got a really nice spongy seat there, which is really comfortable. Now this bike is nearly 40 kilos, by the way. Where them arrows are is where the battery lives. So you unfold it. I forgot to say, this is a folding bike as well, and it's nearly 40 kilos. And you get to see the benefit of that a little while later when I do the ride. Now I've turned on the computer there, and you can see that I've had a little tinker with it, as it's saying that I've done a half a mile there, and I've just pressed that button at the bottom there with my finger, and it's turned the lights on. Yes, it comes with working lights, one at the front there, and when we go round to the back, you got one at the back, and it's got brake lights. So it's got more working lights already than a Fiat 500. So we're back on the computer screen now, and we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. That's the battery bars at the top. Then you got your speedo in miles per hour. I had to change that. Then the yellow one there is your power assist, how much you have it on. That is working as a normal bike at the moment until you press that button there, and you can go up to 5. So it will help you out when you pedal. You telling it how much you want the bike to help you pedal. You're not going to get anything out of it unless you pedal. There where my thumb is a throttle. As you can see, it doesn't work. It's a thumb throttle. If that worked, this bike would be illegal. So that is why it's disabled on this bike. It is, however, very easy to put back on and unrestrict everything on this bike with a few clicks of a few buttons if you know what you're doing. I'm obviously not going to show that because it will be illegal unless you're on private property, off-roading and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it would be illegal to activate that. But I'm going to leave mine on. As long as it's disabled, it's legal. And you never know where the bike's going to take you. You never know what path you're going to take. You might want to do a bit of off-roading in this. I've just actually noticed next door's football has come over my fence again, and it's the same colour as the bike. It matches. Now I'm 6'2" and I don't have this all the way up. That is the clip that folds the bike up, and that is the one that brings the handlebars down. That will be in another video, because the next video will be me putting this in the car and taking it somewhere else. This is going to be a long-term thing, I think, if everyone is, you know, is going to be watching these sort of things. If not, then it won't be. Yeah, but I really like it. I really like these tyres. I've got to say, this, the size of them, and when you ride them, it's bloody lovely. It really is a nice ride. So let's stop waffling, shall we, and get out on the road. Now the first mistake I've made here is the positioning of my camera. It's too low down and it needs to be raised up. And the first question that everyone asked me when I said that I'm getting this e-bike is, are you going to be stopping at red lights? Well, the answer to that question will be coming up very shortly. Now, as you can see me riding here, you can see my speed there, 15.5 miles. As soon as this bike gets to 15.5 miles, the pedal assist stops and you've got to do it yourself. That again is British law. You can go over 15.5 miles, but it's all on your pedal power. So there you go. I've pushed the camera back up. It does go down a little bit later though, unfortunately, but I do push it back up. When I pull over in a little while and I put it back up, and then you get a better view of what we're seeing. So it's all a learning curve for me, the bike, as well as having a camera strapped to my chest. So as we're riding down here, you can see a set of traffic lights. They're temporary traffic lights for roadworks. The question is, does this bike stop at red lights? Do I stop at red lights? Of course I do. It's what you're supposed to do. Now just up there by that yellow sign, we will be turning left down there, and unfortunately, without me actually realising it, my camera went down really low and all you could see is my knees and the speedo. It's horrible viewing, so I will have to chop it, and then we get on a little bit further on until I notice where the camera's pointing, and then I adjust it all and give you a better view of what we're seeing, because it's just not worth showing you, because all you're going to see is my knees going up and down. Now as you can see on my little computer screen there, I'm on power assist 3, so the bike will help me out quite a bit on level 3. It's I can't tell you how easy it is to ride, how quickly you get up to speed. Look how quickly I'm up to 10-11 miles an hour, and I'm coming off here. That's the only reason I slowed down. We're going to go down the bike lane here. Now if you just listen to the bike now for a little bit. Now people will say that that's quite loud. I actually think it's quite nice. It actually lets people know that I'm coming. So I don't have to use the horn or wait behind them or anything like that. They know that I'm coming because they can hear the bike. It's only slight, it's only a little bit, but I think that's actually quite a nice sound as well. It's not annoying, put it that way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut it here and go to where I've noticed the camera is pointing down, and then I adjust it, and then we carry on from there. So you'll hear me brake in a minute and then pull over a little bit and then have a little look at my camera. Brakes are a little bit noisy because I think they need to be bedded in a little bit, because they're hydraulic disc brakes and they're brand spanking new. So I'll move the camera up and then you can see a little bit of a view. Yeah, it's a bit nicer than seeing my knees. So that's the whole point of actually editing out a great big chunk of riding there, because all you could see was my knees. I will invest in a camera that fits on the handlebars and have one there as well, so if this does happen again we can actually go to that one. But it's quite nice to actually see what I'm seeing. It's almost what I'm seeing. You're on my chest. And apart from the beginning of this video, I've never been down here before cycling, so I don't know where I'm going, to be honest. I'm just winging this. I'm just sort of like, let's see where these pathways are going. I've had a little look on Google Maps and stuff like that, but I don't really know the route I'm taking. I'm literally am playing this bike here. And I wanted to ride this bike in a safe environment while I get used to it, while I get used to its little habits and stuff like that. As you'll see in a little while, down here I don't know whether to go left or right. I decided to go right, and follow this round, but a bit further on you'll see that I want to go left. I don't know why I wanted to go left, because there's a closed gate there right in front of me and I have to double back and try again. Now this bike, by the way, as I'm ducking under more trees here, that was the reason why the camera went then. This bike, when I'm filming this, is £1,349. Now that is exactly the same price on Amazon. Now if you are considering buying one of these, make sure it's a UK one that is 250 watts and a 48 volt battery, and make sure that thumb throttle is disabled on the road. So if you want to stay legal, follow that advice. I've got to say, the level of customer service that Engwe showed me, and I'm not even a paying customer, remember, was absolutely superb, even down to their delivery people. Now the delivery people, I've never heard of the firm. I actually used to be a delivery driver for many years, but maybe I've been out of that loop for quite a while, because I've never heard of this company. Yeah, the company's name was BJS. Ever heard of them? I haven't, but their communication in delivering something that's really heavy was absolutely brilliant. Can't knock them. Can't knock them neither, as well as the bike. But I can knock my sense of direction. That's what I can knock, because I was going to turn left here and then realised, maybe not. Now I'm going to back it up here, and then there's a signpost to our left hand side here. I can get off the bike and show you where we are exactly. The name of the place, the name of the park we're in, and show you exactly where we are. Because at the moment, I'm a bit lost. I'm not lost, but I do know roughly where I am, but in this park I've never been in before, and I don't live that far away from it, to be honest. Now please don't think, okay, just because I've been given a bike that's £1,300 that I'm not going to say anything bad about it because I've been given a bike for free. That's not how I work. I get offered and I get given loads of stuff to review, and what I do is I look at it, I review it, and then I send it to them. I send it to the person that sent it to me, saying, look, I can put it on YouTube if you want me to, but it's not a good review. It's got this, it's got that, it's got this wrong with it, and it's not a good review. I'm not going to lie for your product, you know. I can't do that to my viewers, and they obviously say, no, thanks very much for your help, we appreciate your feedback, and please don't put it on YouTube. And I get to keep the product, which probably ends up on eBay, or it's just still in the cupboard, or whatever it is, whatever the item may be. So and some of the equipment I do get is actually quite pricey, but there's things wrong with it. So like I say, don't think just because I'm getting a £1,300 bike here, I'm going to give it a really good review because I've been given a £1,300 bike for nothing. No, that's not how it works. I do a honest review, and this is an honest review on this bike. It's just superb. It really is. When I say I've got nothing bad to say about it, I've got a couple of little things that I would love to see on an e-bike. One of them, coming from someone that drives an electric car, I would love to see a regen on a e-bike. You know, when I'm not pedaling, when I'm going down a hill, I'd love to see that power go back into the battery. That would be amazing. I don't know why they don't do that and electric cars do. Like my electric car, if I'm going down Reigate Hill and I don't touch any pedals, I gain 3 miles in range. Obviously going back up the hill, I lose that 3 miles, even though the hill is only about a mile long. I lose 3 miles, but I'm going down the hill and up the hill for nothing because of a regen button. So I do wonder why e-bikes don't have that. That would be absolutely superb. And the other little thing that I would suggest them doing, because the bike is so weighty, it's really big, and if you're supposed to be able to put this in the boot of your car and everything and take it to other places, is to have a folding mechanism clip. So when it's folded, it stays folded, and you can actually pick it up and put it in the boot of your car without it unfolding, because it is such a heavy item. You know, as you're picking something up that's nearly 40 kilos, you don't want it unravelling at the same time, you know. So, I mean, it's easy enough to put right for me anyway. I can actually just get like a little strap and just tie the wheels together. I mean, when it is folded up, which will be in the next video, because that will be my next plan of actually putting it in the Kia, and the Kia's boot is very, very small. This, when it's folded up, is roughly the same sort of size as a wheelchair, a lot heavier than a wheelchair, but in the Kia I struggle to get some makes and models of wheelchairs in my car, and I sometimes have to have the back seat folded down, which can be a bit of a problem when there's more than two people in it, two people I'm picking up, you know. So yeah, so that's going to be quite interesting, and that will be in the next video when I do this. And obviously I think that having this bike would be very good for the film location part, because I can obviously take this bike where I can't drive. When I do my filming location things, I can actually take you right to the spot where that person did this in the film and that person did that in the film. With a car, you can't park anywhere in London to do it normally without paying for it, and if you can park and pay for it, it costs an absolute fortune. There's so many rules and regulations about cars, but not for bikes. I can actually go in there and do that sort of thing with this bike. And while I'm thinking about it, have you got any suggestions what I could do with this bike? Anything that I can bring to the channel that you would actually quite like to watch? Now, I watch a ton of YouTubes, and because I knew I was getting this bike, I watched a ton of videos on this bike. And some people take this bike mountain biking all over all the bumps and everything else, and it's sort of, I don't know how you can ride it with this bike being that heavy. Over this sort of terrain, it's loving it. It's so nice to ride a bike on this terrain with these thick tyres. You just feel like you're not going to fall over, you're not going to slide, you know, it feels so safe, so strong with the weight of the bike, with the weight of me on it. It's just amazing. Now I've bung up the old pedal assist there to test it out, and as soon as you get to 15.5 it just cuts off, and then that is just you pedaling. It's the stupid law in this country where it won't let you go over 15.5 miles, and then you've got to do it all on your own. So that is probably why I'm cruising a bit. I'm just going to show you where we are now. We're at Malden Hall Park now, and you can see where we are on the map there, and we are going to go just the other side of Malden, and we're going to come out of this park, and then we're going to hit the road. Yes, I'm going to hit the road, and we're going to go home on the road, but we will take a bit of a detour, and we will go on some of the bits that we was on the way here, but you'll be able to see it because the camera's up straight. So remember, this is the first time I've been out on this bike properly. I was tinkering about with it in the garden with my grandson on the crossbar and all that sort of stuff, just messing about with it in the garden the other day before I did this, and this is the first time out in the open with it, and it hasn't taken me hardly any time really to actually get used to it, get a nice feel to it, and then just basically have the confidence to just go on a main road in a second and not think anything about it. It's just so nice. I know I keep saying it, I know I keep bigging it up, but it really is a nice bike. Now the thing is, I know that I can ride a lot quicker than what I am riding here, but there's quite a lot of people about, a lot of kids, a lot of dogs that are unpredictable. But it's not just that. I'm doing this because I'm riding easy, because it's a fitness thing for me. And at my age, at my fitness level, that's exactly what I want to do, ease myself into this. And with this pedal assist, it's as easy or as hard as I want it to be. And it's just brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant. I can have a little bit of a workout, a nice gentle workout, get some fresh air at the same time. Or I can have an incredibly hard workout. It all depends how I feel. And at the moment I would be incredibly stupid if I had a hard workout. So that's why I'm going so slow and so gentle. I obviously don't know where I'm going here again. I was in two minds whether to go left or right. I did go right obviously in the end. And this woman wants the whole path, by the way. She pulls her pram right across the path, kid on one side, dog on the other side, and I'll just go over here, shall I? And what was she doing? Yeah, she was looking at her phone. The phone again, even in a park on a little lane like this, the phone. Now when you think of where I've rode this bike so far, it's London. We forget that we have these places in London. If you're in the Sutton, Malden area, all of this is where I'm riding here. It's like being in the countryside, isn't it? On our doorstep, and we forget that it's here, I think, sometimes. And that obviously does include me in that, because I don't know where I am at the moment. I've got a rough idea. You'll see me in a second. I actually have a little look on the signpost to see where I am and what direction I need to be going in. So yeah, I've not actually been in this park. So I don't know whether it go left or right here. I do just decide to go right. And when we get to the end of this little bit, there's a little signpost, and you'll see me divvying whether I should go left or right. There's a little signpost there in front, and I'm just trying to see what it says on the other side of it. I can't see the right hand side of it, and then when I see what's on the right hand side of it, I decide to go right. But do I go right here or left here? I don't know. I went left in the end. Yeah, so I'm making this up as I go along here. I'm just literally just going for a bike ride, really. It is kind of weird because at the end of this little pathway, it brings us out to a road, and as soon as I see the road, I know exactly where I am, and I know exactly where I've got to go, because I'm used to driving on the roads, not doing this sort of stuff. Yeah, lost doing this, but on the roads I'm okay. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually spotted, while we've been riding along here with people with their backs to me as they're going in the same direction as me, have actually turned round because they can hear the bike. I really like the sound of the bike having a little bit of a noise to it. I know that there's obviously tyre noise on this gravel, but it's the other noise that I'm pretty sure that they're hearing before the gravel noise, other than the person that was on her phone. She didn't hear me at all because of the phone took over her brain. Now, getting back to the bike again, you see a lot of these bikes being used as delivery bikes for Uber Eats and Deliveroo and all of that sort of stuff. I can see why. I really can see why they keep using these bikes. They are just so nice. So we're coming up to a road, and as soon as we get here, it's like, I know where I am now. And then I've got a decision to make. Do I just double back and go back the way I've just come, or do I go on the road back? I'm going to do the road. We're going to just ride up here, and I'm going to grab hold of that post that's in front of me and have a look round behind me, make sure there's no bikes and cars coming. And then I'm just going to scoot down that little pathway there onto the bike lane. There's nothing coming, so away I go. And now I can open it up a little bit, but as I keep saying, as soon as I get to 15.5 miles, then it's the motor stops, and then it's all me. So I'm not doing that. I'm just going to stay just under it as much as I can. It's because you can really feel the difference. As soon as the motor stops, you can really feel the weight of the bike and how much it takes to actually push the bike on just with me. So it pays to just be under the 15 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour. If you can manage to get it on that, you're laughing, and it's a really, really nice ride. What I didn't do really is use the gears properly in this whole bike ride. I literally didn't use the proper gears. I was just concentrating on the assist, the pedal assist, and see how that worked, rather than the proper gears that's by my thumb on my right hand there. So we're coming into Malden now, and there is a bike lane to the left hand side, which I obviously will use and stay off the road. But it's not the best bike lane in the world, this, I've got to say, because look at the bus stop. That bus stop is, you get quite a lot of people at that bus stop, and the bike lane goes straight through it. You know, it's not great, is it? Now obviously there's gates here which people can drive in. I can see this one's shut, so I carry on. But it's always worth having a little look at that, because there's always a car that could be flying straight out of there. The cars going in there should be looking out for you, but it's worth having a look anyway. Remember, you have priority on the main road really, rather than them coming in or out. Like crossing here, I have priority here, not them, but it doesn't stop them, does it? It doesn't stop them actually hitting you by saying, you know, and then saying sorry, you know, so you might as well keep a good eye out for that sort of thing. and as you can see, it's a shared pathway here, and I mess up here a little bit up the end here by the next roundabout. I miss that the bike lane stopped, and I'll show you why when we get to it. Again, I'm looking over my shoulder and to the left there just to make sure, because this is still a bike lane, believe it or not. It is a bike lane, a shared pathway I should say, really is correct, the correct wording for it. Now I blame the good old British workforce for this one, I really do. I think it needs to be a bit more clearer than what it is, because I missed it completely. I totally missed it completely. If you look up there in front, you to the left hand side, you can see that it's a shared pathway sign there, the big blue sign there on the left hand side. So you've got a blue sign there telling me that I can use this as it's a shared pathway. Here, I'm supposed to be coming off, because up there is no cycling. What is the point of having the blue one back there? This needs to be a little bit more clearer that I'm coming off here, because that is quite faint and you've just seen the blue sign. I missed the red one because it's sort of like in the bushes a little bit, so I should not be on this path here now. This is pedestrians only. Yeah, I don't think that's very well thought out at all. Why would I want to come off there on a really busy part of the roundabout and go into the road anyway? I mean, the whole idea of bike lanes is to keep the cyclist safe, and yet you get to a roundabout, a really busy roundabout, and kick them off into the roundabout. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? The good old British workforce, you've got to love them. So we're going to be swinging a right here, and I'm not going through that red light because the turning is before the red light. And this is the road where I actually talk while being on the bike, just so you can hear that I'm not out of breath or anything like that. I actually even have a little test of the gears here now, which I was actually struggling a little bit in low gear, so I tried to go up a few gears because I'm pedaling quite not hard, but I'm pedaling a lot for the speed I'm going. So I did try to mess about with the gears a little bit, something that I haven't done for the whole day, or the whole episode I should say. Now when I do these reviews and I send off the video to them to actually have a look at, and it's not a very good review, then they don't want it put on, I get to keep the stuff. Yeah, they never want it back. That is basically my payment, and it generally goes on to eBay, or I give it away or something like that. This bike is a keepy. This one I am definitely keeping. There's no way that this is going on eBay or anywhere else or anything, but I'm keeping this one. I asked for this bike. I asked for this bike specifically, this bike, and it's everything that I wanted, everything and more that I wanted from this bike. It's so good.
Now hopefully you can hear me okay, but we have literally done about 5 miles now, and you can probably tell by my talking I'm not hardly out of breath at all. For someone that's unfit as me, this bike is absolutely amazing. As soon as you get to 15.5 miles though, the power just cuts out straight away, and then that's down to you. So you've got to use your pedals a bit more to keep it going. So if you're happy to stay at around 15 miles an hour, this bike is just superb. It's so good. For someone, a newbie like me, that's never ridden an e-bike before, not been on a bike for 20 years, this is lovely. This really is lovely.
So as you just heard, that was me on the bike rather than doing a voiceover, and I'm not out of breath at all. Yeah, I can't think of any more words to say about this, how nice this bike is. Now technically I should not be where I am at the moment. I'm only on here because I want to cross the road, and I don't want to be in that bike lane because I'll be in the wrong lane being in the bike lane. I want to cross. As you can see, there is a bike symbol on the floor here, so again, am I allowed to be here? It looks like I am, even though there is a bike lane as well as another bike lane. I did want to go straight on here, but it looks like they don't want you to go down there if you see the sign, they want you to go this way to go on the bike lane.
Okay, it doesn't really want us to go down there, so we'll go this way.
So again, it looks like there's two bike lanes here, one on the pavement and one in the road. I'm going to go on the road one though. Now to our left hand side, that is where Tooting and Mitcham play their football. Crystal Palace used to train there years and years ago before they had a little stadium there. It's only a teeny little stadium, but another piece of useless information for you. So we are going to be swinging a left up here and going into Poulter's Park and then down back onto the River Wandle. This time you will be able to see where I'm going with the camera being up a little bit higher. Now as I've said, I get lots of offers of advertising stuff and promoting stuff, but with this one it was a bit different. It was very different, to be honest, because with this one I actually contacted Engwe and asked them if they would be interested to join me in this journey of trying to get me fit and showing you places where I can't take you in the car. Me being me, I sent the email to the wrong person, and instead of swerving it, which I really liked, they sent me an email back with the correct email to send it to, and even wished me luck. So I sent another email off, I got another email back from Aaron, and we were on the go. It was really quite simple. They wanted to know a little bit about the channel, how many subscribers, how many views, that sort of thing, and what I had planned for it. I told them exactly what I had planned for it, and about a week and a half later I've got the bike. So the plan is to obviously get fitter, lose a bit more weight, and show you places where I cannot go in the car. You know, obviously we can't take the car down here, well, not legally anyway, and down the coast and stuff like that. If I could take you down the coast and do a bike ride down there into central London maybe, and take you to the film locations and all of that sort of stuff, but on the bike, so I can actually do a better description of the place where we are, rather than struggling to park and stuff like that. And there's so many places where you can't actually stop to actually even do that sort of stuff in London now. So with the bike, that could come in handy. So maybe, you know, not that often, maybe a couple of times a month maybe, and we just play it by ear, see how it goes. And the other thing is, cyclists, I get a bad rap from cyclists. Cyclists seem to think that I've got the ump of them all the time and everything else. I haven't. I just don't like the cyclists that keep going through red lights. But it's good to see, or it will be good to see it from the other side. You know, what's that saying about walking another man's shoes? Well, it's very hard for me to do that with my whopping size 12s. But yeah, to see it from the other side. We've already seen that the cycle lane back in Malden isn't great. You know, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that, and it'd be interesting to see it from the other side. Why cyclists don't use bike lanes, and I know the reason why, but we will be seeing it as we go on a bike, rather than me pointing it out in a car and not having the same view as them. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting. I hope it will be anyway, and I hope you stick with it with me while we do it. Now, I've seen a lot of people that modify these bikes by putting like BMX handlebars on the front of this instead of these handlebars. Now, in a little while I'll show you why that wouldn't be a good idea for me if I ride down here quite often, because there's like a little barrier thing, and these handlebars, which is the widest part of the bike, literally just fit in there. And I am pretty sure that the BMX handlebars are wider than this, and they will not get through this barrier. There's no way it will get through this barrier, and then you're up to lifting like almost 40 kilos over it, or pulling a wheelie. I suppose you could pull a wheelie and the handlebars are over the top of the barrier, but then you've got to be very, very good rider to do that. And as you'll see here, there's the barrier here. I mean, my handlebars literally just get in there. Yeah, just get through. So the BMX handlebars on this would not work. Now, the next question that I need to answer here, which I'm bound to get a lot of people asking, because it's one of the things that always get asked about my electric car, and I can see it happening now with my e-bike, is what's the range? And it's an impossible question to answer, because everyone is different, and there is so many things to factor into that question. it's now let's go to e-bikes. I can answer the question better with the car, but let's go to the e-bike here. It depends on how heavy you are, for starters. It depends on how much pedal assist you want, whether you want to poodle around like I'm doing on 2 or 3 or even 1 sometimes, how well you use the gears, which I have not used my gears very well at all in this journey. My gear changing has been pretty poor because I've been concentrating on the assist to see how that works. Everything is different. Even the weather. The warmer weather will give you more range than what it will do if it's cold. If the battery's cold, you're going to get less mileage than what it will be if it's warm. It also depends if you're going uphill a lot, you're going to need more pedal assist, or I would think that you would need more pedal assist. I know I would. And if you're going downhill quite a lot, you won't need any pedal assist at all, so you can just freewheel it all the way down. There's so many different factors to bring into the range, so maybe one day I'm miles off of it at the moment, no pun intended, of actually getting anywhere near the range of this. I'm going to be gently building this up until I can get to somewhere near the range, but yeah, maybe that would be in another video when I'm a bit fitter, a bit lighter. We can get to a little bit closer of a true answer to the range. But it is one of the questions I keep getting asked in my car, my electric car. As soon as a passenger gets in, it's near enough one of the first things they say is, "Oh, is this an electric car?" "Yes." "What's the range?" And it's sort of like, well, according to the book, it's 282 miles. Now, in the cold weather, 282 miles is quite accurate. It's not too far away. But in the summer, I almost get 100 miles more than the 282 miles that they say it does. But then there's a lot of factors into that as well. Whether I'm going on the motorway a lot. I can't regen on the motorway. You can't, your foot's on the pedal all the time going, as long as you've got no traffic, that is, and that will shorten up your range as well if you're on the motorway, if you're going uphill all the time. There are just so many things that to bring in a factor of your range, and it is the same with petrol cars as well. If you want to rev it up all the time and drive like a lunatic, accelerating quickly, you're not going to get as many miles per gallon as you would do if you were nice cruising, are you? It's exactly the same really in that sense, but I don't think yours is governed really by the heat. If it's cold, we get a lot less. If it's warm, we get a lot more. So as ever guys, I do always like to hear from you in the comments section. I do always like to know that you've got to the end, if you've got to the end, whether you think this can be an addition to the channel. Obviously not doing this sort of stuff too much, but out on the road, because that's what I think that's what you all want to see. And seeing it from a different point of view. I'm always interested to know what you think of this sort of thing, whether I'm going in the wrong direction that way. Again, no pun intended. Yeah, because I don't know otherwise. Unless someone tells me no, this is not what we want, then I won't do it. Now I'm just going to skip it forward a little bit here because I have a couple of questions before we end the video here on a couple of little things here on cyclist. Tell me what you think. Now we've skipped forward, and this is the bit where we had the roadworks at the beginning. Now where I waited at the red light. Now I'm still on the cycle lane. When I get to the end of the cycle lane, what do? The red light is over there to the left hand side, and the red light is over to the right hand side. I'm coming out right smack in the middle of it. There is also a red light in front of us, but nothing for the cyclist. Now if I turn right here, you'll see the cyclist and no cyclist sign there on that post. So I've got to come off. And am I technically going for a red light there? Not for me, I'm not. I think it's bad signage by the good old British workforce again, really. The cyclist has been forgotten about there.
So about 7 miles, and I'm not out of breath at all. Me and the bike have shared the energy, really, the power. It's just amazing. It's so easy to ride as well.
Now we're coming to the end of the video now, and my final thoughts on the bike. Flipping love it, absolutely love it. I definitely will be using this quite a lot. Even if I don't put it on video, I will be using this quite a lot. But we've got a question here now. Is this a close pass coming up by this car coming? He's behind me at the moment. Officially, yes, no doubt about it. He's not 1.5, but is it a dangerous one? For me, no, I didn't even move. I didn't even really notice it until I actually reviewed it. It's coming up now. Now, is that dangerous, do you think? I know he can move over, but he doesn't. To me, probably not dangerous. I got enough room there, I think, but nowadays, that's not right, is it? But there you go. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh, and let us know if you reached the end. That would be really nice if you got to the end. Thanks a lot for watching, even more so. See you later. Bye-bye.